I think that for a lot of people, one of the more disappointing aspects of the recent Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event was the fact that Samsung did not formally announce their Trifold device, multi-fold, G-fold. It's a Z-fold style device that has not one hinge, but in fact two. And I think it's actually not a coincidence at all that just before that event, a smaller company that some of you may have never heard of called Tecno has had images of yet another trifold or multi-fold concept phone leak. In this instance, it is being leaked by Ice Universe. I've not been able to find where they actually publicly acknowledge this. It seems like it's just coming through Ice Universe, who is, I'm sure many of you know, a relatively reputable tech tipster. This is the Tecno Phantom Ultimate G Fold, and like I alluded to a moment ago, this is the second trifold device concept device, which means it may never be released in a form that you can go purchase. But this is the second trifold style device that they have sort of shown off. Now, as you can see in the first of these images, this does to me look to be thinner than their prior multi-fold concept device. Now, there is one other big difference, though. That device was an accordion style device, so it folded in one way and then in the other way. This device folds in and then in on itself again, much like Samsung's device is alleged to be doing, where it folds in twice and you have a separate cover display instead of using part of that ultra thin flexible glass screen as the cover display. But again, in terms of thickness, it looks like they have gotten in range of any of the other folding phones on the planet. This thing looks like it's in that 4mm territory. The triple camera setup, actually kind of funny, looks like the Z Fold camera setup, but just sort of rotated around. I think that's kind of interesting. And there appears to be, I think this is just like a cover or something on the back of the device, maybe to obscure the brand or something like that. It looks almost like maybe it's like separating from the back a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the design, but it seems to me like something covering the back. In this second image, you can see it opened up at least part of the way. And again, looking at this thing on the back, it looks like it may just be a cover or something like that going on. But you can see that sideways camera bump, which I think I like that because if you're setting it on a table, it's not going to wobble nearly as bad. We have a speaker up there, and then strangely, no other speakers on this top side. So maybe the other speaker is down there, or maybe it's down here, which would be a bad thing, but down here I think would be probably perfectly fine. And then here's an image of this device sort of just sitting up on a table, which is actually kind of hilarious to look at. And you can see, looks like a volume rocker and a power button, probably a fingerprint scanner power button combo, SIM tray there, and then that speaker that is up at the top. And I'm trying to remember if you rotated this around, that would be the same speaker that we've already seen. So really not a whole lot of new information on this image, other than it just looks like it's really, really thin. Look at that SIM tray. That's pretty thin. Now, of course, like we've talked about with Samsung's device, when you go with this sort of design that folds in and then in on itself, you are protecting that inner screen a whole lot more, which is going to be a good thing. But you're also giving some things up with that accordion style that Tecno's other concept used, or like the Huawei Mate XT uses. You actually do have some other benefits, some other form factors that can be used. It can be opened up part of the way and used, or all the way and used, or as Tecno actually showed off in this very strange sort of laptop posture that their other concept device could take advantage of. And with this design, you can only use the cover display or open the thing all the way up. There's really no other benefit to having it in any other posture. Now, we do have some good news. If this sort of thing gets you excited for Samsung's version of something like this and you were disappointed that it wasn't shown at the Galaxy Unpacked event, we have a statement given to the Korea Times. We are working hard on a trifold smartphone with the goal of launching at the end of this year. They say they are now focusing on perfecting the product and its usability, and they've not decided on its name. As the product nears completion, they're planning to make a final decision soon. So they are going to try to launch this thing sometime this year. So we don't have a whole lot of time left, guys. The year's already halfway over. So in theory, we should be getting an announcement, an unveiling relatively soon. Bad news is it's going to be expensive and it's probably not going to launch in a whole bunch of different regions, maybe just China and South Korea. At least that is the current state of rumors. I know for a lot of you, the Trifold device is really the one you're most excited about. We've now had 7 generations of Z Fold, so a G Fold might be exactly what you're looking for. Let me know in the comments down below if that is true for you, what you would like to see out of that device, and if you would be interested in if Tecno were to release something like this, buying a phone like that from a different OEM. Like I said, hit those comments down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.